The response to the coup inside Niger, there was first some pro-democracy demonstrations, but those were quickly replaced by pro-junta demonstrations. Some of the individuals in the crowds in Niamey, the capital, were brandishing Russian flags and pro-Russia statements. And there was destruction of the party of government's headquarters and an attempted attack of the French embassy. The Niger junta has closed international airspace. ECOWAS is the regional body, and it involves most of the West African states. And the new chairperson of ECOWAS is also the president of Nigeria, that's Bola Tinubu. It's important to note that Bola Tinubu is allergic to putschists, and he seems to be bringing along with him the other democratic states in West Africa, including the big ones, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Senegal. The ECOWAS position at the moment is they've imposed sanctions, let those bite, and also use good offices and politics to see if there's an off-ramp for the junta. But if that fails, they're preparing for intervention. The chiefs of defence staff of ECOWAS states are looking at operational preparedness for a military intervention. I think the junta are afraid and believe that this is a credible threat. Why else would they close their airspace? They've also moderated their position, saying that they are only there for a transitional period pending new elections. The sanctions and the threat of military intervention is to focus attention on a political agreement. We'll have to see. Military intervention's on the cards, but that's like Plan C. In the past, I'd have said to you that there's now a putschist playbook for West Africa. You kidnap the president, you negotiate for his release and he goes into exile. You then say there's a transition period with an indeterminate calendar to handing over to civilian government after elections. Now the Burkina Faso and Mali putschists have both said that next year they would step down. But if this coup in Niamey succeeds, that could be reversed. And so I think there's a lot at stake for the future of West Africa. France, the EU, the UK, the US have all condemned the coup in Niger in categoric terms and have said that there needs to be a restoration of constitutional rule order. Niger is a focus for Western and international attention for counter-terrorism and countering violent extremism, because you have two groups, armed groups active in Niger, one affiliated to Islamic State, another affiliated to Al-Qaeda. They're also very active in Burkina Faso and in Mali, and this is a big concern. In the end, Niger is extended neighborhood for Europe, and a country which could become a foothold for radical Islamist groups would be a threat for broader European security. Mr. Lavrov, the foreign minister of Russia, has twice publicly condemned the coup and says that there needs to be a restoration of constitutional rule. Russia has also been a signatory to a unanimous declaration by the UN Security Council that the coup should be reversed. But, and here's the big but, Mr. Prigozhin, the founding member of the Wagner private military company, has come out and said, this is a great coup, it's anti-imperial, anti-neocolonial, and Wagner would be quite happy to provide assistance if asked. I'm puzzled about the role of Wagner related to Niger. They're very much present in Mali, neighbouring country of Mali, which also has a military junta in control there. They're also very active just to the north of Niger in Libya, protecting the oil fields there. But I am wondering how much more capacity they really do have. And there is a debate going on at the moment amongst analysts on how much control does Mr. Prigozhin really have over Wagner now. There is one theory of thought that Russian intelligence will take over the trolling and kind of spinning that Russia does very effectively in West Africa, and that the military operations that Wagner's been engaged with will be taken over by the Russian military.